This is the Oakwyn Podcast, featuring Morgan Brown and Michael Yu.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Oakwyn Podcast. I'm Morgan Brown.
Michael Yu.
And we have some special guests
Yes,
here.
we do.
Can we get an introduction for Onikon? Let's get a big
Yeah,
round of applause.
Onikon's here. Yeah.
So we have a couple of the owners. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
My name is Brandon, and I started this company, and I'm here with my partner Johnny.
Johnny. Say hi, Johnny.
So I joined Brandon about like 5 years ago, and then worked hard, became one of his partners.
Oh, excellent. So how long has Onikon been around for?
Yes. Give us the back.
Yeah, give us
story,
the backstory,
guys.
the origin story
Yes.
of Onikon.
Okay, originally Onikon founded at 2008. At the time,
Right.
we were trying to provide visualization services
Okay.
for pre-sale development projects.
Right.
And then right after we established the company, after 6 months, there was a recession. And everything was stopped.
Right.
And I was hoping to find a way to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I happened to know some of my real estate agent friends, and they tried to help me in a way.
Right.
So that, like, at the time, I'm not too sure those projects that they were giving it to me. Is that something that they really wanted or needed? But then I get
They're
lots of
helping you
help.
out.
Right.
Yes. Good community, guys.
Well,
Good.
I
and
really appreciate them. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I still get along with these people.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and then from there I get lots of referral here and there.
Right.
Yeah.
So the friends that you were doing resale photo shoots for, or
Well, at the time it
Projects.
was about branding
Oh,
and
okay.
then how to present their presence
right.
in public visually.
Oh, I see.
Where those are the parts that I was kind of working
Helping
with.
with.
These people, yes.
Yeah. Awesome. And then what happened?
And then got lucky. Got lots of referral here or there, and then by working together with the agent, I get to realize these are the services that they might really need it.
Right.
In a way. Yeah. So and especially when our studio used to be located in Burnaby,
Right.
and one of them refers to the brokerage, which is Sutton Premier. And then we started our business more proactively, dedicating working with the agents
Right.
over there. And I met couple top producers there. Mike is one of them, and then Emilio and some other people. Right? And
That's
then,
how I got a hold of you guys.
Right.
Because Mike's a friend of mine, and I'm like, who's doing what you're doing here?
Right.
And then
Right.
he goes, oh, Onikon. And I said, okay. Then I started using Onikon, which
Right.
is fantastic. And since then, it's been great. So you guys you really started with a small team. And then how have you guys evolved over time? Tell everybody about how the company has changed from like really exposing branding and people's personal tones to now what it is.
Back in 2010, 11, I can't remember exactly when was
Right.
it. At the time, a lot of agent was trying to, for instance, making an example of branding. They wanted to put windows or the chimneys or house, some sort of image that people can actually connect with the real estate. That's what they were trying to do, right?
Right.
And at the time, I didn't feel really comfortable. I just get to see those unmeaningful elements
Right.
throughout their visual presentation, and I was trying to find a more sophisticated way to present their brand in a way without having those.
Right.
Functionality was there, I believe, right? And it worked out well. And obviously, when it gets met with the top producers like Mike, right? Everyone is trying to, what's that called? I mean, they try to mimic what Mike does, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So from there, we get some recognition here and there, and then we realize branding. Once we do branding for this client, obviously they tune it as time goes by, but it takes like a year or two. We wanted to create a more high volume of touch base with the agent. So we came up with the idea of video tours and stuff at the time.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, so how big was the team at that time, and where are you guys at now? How many?
At
What's the group?
Yeah, at the time I was working pretty much by myself,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got other two partners.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is not with us anymore,
Right.
but Jay is still with us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so we were stuck in our dungeon, and then we stayed like so many
Brandon
hours.
and Jay in the dungeon.
Right.
Yeah, at the time. But now, now our team is around somewhere in between 40, 60.
40 to
yeah.
50 people right now.
Wow.
Amazing. How fun is that? And then when did you come on board, Brandon? What was the
Johnny.
evolution? Johnny.
Yeah, no.
So, moving back.
2017, so I was actually still pretty young. I actually got introduced by one of our other coworkers to come and work at the company. And then at first I wasn't really into real estate at all, so I wasn't sure if I was going the right path. But once I actually started seeing the work that was being produced and like the connections that you get from working in real estate, I started to catch interest, and it was getting fun. So this is where I am now. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an education, Johnny, in visual, in photography, or in?
No,
Yeah.
to be honest, no. I was
Okay.
in economics.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
okay.
During school.
So it really like became like a passion to your career.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What I thought was so cool about your guys' group when I first met you guys is like you guys just work so hard for customer care, and that's like the biggest thing about Onikon. And at Oakwyn, everyone knows we really believe in putting people first, and you guys have done that. What's been your philosophy that you think that has been so successful for you guys at Onikon?
Yeah, to grow from like
Yeah.
zero, like one guy.
What's the secret?
to like 40, 50
well,
staff.
there's no
Yeah.
such a secret thing, but when we run our business, one thing that our team really cares about, we truly believe our company is networking driven company, right? And we are not trying to. I mean, we sell services, right? But obviously, in the core, like we consider our company as almost like networking businesses, right? So yeah, that's and even our company, like initially when we grew up, it was truly based on referrals at the time,
Yes.
right? So,
Yeah, which is so good. And so I guess Johnny, what about services that you guys have provided?
Yeah.
Where has it gone from? Has it been from, so obviously branding, maybe tell everybody about
Yeah,
what
services
you guys do.
offer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the popular services that we currently offer, as you may know, are photography, videos, and just measurements, floor plans, along with
Right.
Matterport, because that's definitely gotten popular ever since COVID.
Yes.
Okay. So what is Matterport for those that don't know?
Matterport is like you take 3D scan of a property, and it's like a virtual open house, so you can share with potential buyers or clients who are interested in the property, so
Right.
they can view the property without physically having to visit. Yep.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a nice feature for COVID time.
Yes.
Because people, it was, so many restrictions back then. But so we do mostly photos, video, and measurements. So we used to do a lot of like just everyday houses, but now we've expanded actually into luxury real estate as well.
Great.
So yeah, that's
And
That's
have
the
you
more
guys
popular.
added any other services on top of that? Just kind of as realtors have grown, it seems like you guys are so innovative. That's another thing that kind of that brought us, is that you see that there is a lag in something, and then you're like, oh, let's try this out and see if it works.
one thing that we hoping to establish in about 5 years time. We want us to be a tech-based company, truly tech-based company. And having said that, we made a deal with the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board as well as Fraser Valley. So we are now have a system that manipulate data received from the board. So we are able to use those information to agents' website and so on. Right? I mean, there's already other service providers who does provide those kind of services, but the service is part of it. But utilizing this engine, we are trying to create a more valuable platform. Every time our client hires us to do the photos and video, we want this information somewhat connected with the photos and video we
Oh,
do.
wow.
For instance, single property web page
Right.
we use right now.
What do you mean by that, Brandon?
Single
Single
property.
property web page. What is
Right.
that?
It's a collage of the marketing pieces.
Right.
Every time we do photo, video, floor plan metaphor, like how we get to deliver this to our client.
Right.
If this agent has their own website that are really generating traffic, then we don't really concern. But if the agent doesn't have those kind of platform at all, right, then how they gonna present all these things to their seller?
Yeah, and so
Right.
they're selling prospective buyers too.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So we create a property web page that contains everything
Wow.
we get to deliver.
I love this. Just so you guys know. Okay, so number one, I have obviously been using Onikon for a long time. But what's great about it is the deliverables is just so sharp. Like 100%. Number one, the service. Sounds like I'm pitching, guys, but the truth is that I'm just being honest. Is that your team is very special. Like maybe you can explain a lot of the shooters that you're going to be seeing. One thing that I loved about your guys' team is you guys told me that a lot of them are on your team and they're salary based, right? So they're not own independents. They're really working for Onikon.
Better quality control.
So
and-
you guys,
yeah.
tell us why you guys did that. What was the main purpose and how has that been for you guys?
Stability, obviously. A lot of photographer I know, they work as a contract base.
Right.
Stability.
Stability.
It's gotta work both way, right?
Right.
For them, obviously they have monthly bills that they need
Expenses,
to
yeah.
expenses that
Yeah.
they have to take care, right? We wanted to provide them with the
I call it a monthly nut.
yeah.
Everyone understands that regardless of where they're from.
Right.
Yeah.
And even on our company side, like there is a benefit of working with the contractors,
Yeah.
right? Especially like winter time when agents are not busy with their listing.
Yes. Yes.
We are able to save a lot of expenses, but I don't think this was helping our customer.
No.
No.
So this is what's so beautiful is when I sat with these two, is that that's kind of what it kept on drawing back. It was really about your customer. It was about
Right.
their experience,
Right.
right?
So if we have like the technicians and then the photographers that are actually in house with us, it's easier for us to work. So let's say there's something the client isn't happy with. Then we're able to easily just talk to photographer, send someone back. Easy to work out that way instead of having, because if it's contractor based, then there might be additional charges to just send someone back and stuff. So
Right.
it might be a little bit harder for us to be flexible in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we just found that it's better to have everyone in house as a team to provide convenience for
Right.
our customers.
What about the editing process for you guys? What does that look like?
Yeah, what does that look
Yeah,
like?
after you do a shoot?
So editing, so we actually have an in-house editing team as well.
Wow.
That are dedicated for the photos and videos. So even for that, it's not done directly by the photographers.
Great.
So let's say there's a few things that because if it's done by photographers, sometimes photographers out all day, and if they, let's say there's a urgent edit that needs to be done,
Yeah.
it can't be done unless they're back home with a computer. So we just thought that it would be best to have dedicated editors. So let's say there's something that needs to be edited, then our team can get on it right away, so the client can use those photos.
This
have
is
them
really
uploaded.
funny because I have a little laneway house that I'm selling, and I'm like, there's a porta potty in front of this house, and I think my team wrote to you guys and was like, can you guys take this out? And they so fast, you guys were able to. You're like, I can't take it out because we can't legally do that, but we can kind of take out that photo or whatever it is
Yeah.
from the actual base.
Well, they replaced a statue of you there.
statue of me.
Waving.
Statue of me. But it was it was really, but what was so nice is that we've worked with other, photographers, with other teams, and we wouldn't hear back for 2 days.
Yeah, and that's that's a problem with a lot of us because turnaround times are so important important. And what I found with I was working with an independent photographer before, and
Yes.
you know, if he was busy, he would be editing in the middle of the night when he was exhausted and
Yes.
tired, and then the quality was like dependent on you know, really the quality control was really problematic. And you know, I think what we found is that not all photographers and not all photography services are created equal. There's really a huge spectrum of quality, and you know, we really care deeply about.
That's the porta potty.
Oh, there you go. We care really deeply about you know, quality control at Oakwyn, and we want to make sure that our listings show off really, really spectacularly. Humble brag, not humble at all. Brag. But
When
you know,
people call themselves humble, they're not humble.
bah humbug. Humbug. Yeah, but you know, Oakwyn, we have a lot of listings in our company.
Yes.
We're the top listing office in the Greater Vancouver Board. So you know, it's something that, you know, we really want to maintain that high quality of standard with our how we present our listings, especially in this marketplace right
Oh,
now,
I know.
where there's selection, right?
Oh my gosh.
So like, you know, you have to differentiate yourself at this time, because if you don't do that, then you're going to be left in the dust. Because when you're amongst, you know, one of 4 listings in a building, for example, why would yours get shown? It has to be like, it has to have some differentiator. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be more challenging to kind of to really stand out.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's true.
So your whole one of the big differences that I'm so excited for. There's a reason why Onikon is here. Let me go ahead and say that. Okay.
Yeah, what's
is
up?
That we are so thankful that we're able to put these guys in our exclusive services at Oakwyn.
Yeah.
Which means that our agents here are going to be able to work with Onikon and have a really great percentage off on their actual fees for this service.
Yeah.
And I just want to make a note of one service that I just think sets you guys apart and sets your bar really high, is that as soon as you guys get like so for instance, I usually do video photo floor plan with you guys.
Right.
You guys actually set up your own web page, like a site page for that property.
Right.
And in that property, you have schools and catchments, like you guys have the videos, the floor plans. So when I send that to my clients, like right when it comes out, it's really impressive. Like it's extremely impressive. And so that's something that I think you guys have really established really well, is making sure that presentation speaks so wonderful, right?
Yeah.
So you'll say like it'll go onikon.com/Morgan Brown/774 East 26.
Right.
And it's basically a web page. And then going on that page, you're able to I want to see it here.
Yeah.
Basically, going on that page, you can actually go to my name, and all of my listings that you guys have shot for me are on that. So all of my whole, whether it's
Your
sold or
portfolio.
listed, is there for you. Why did you guys decide that was important for you guys to establish? Like it's just so wonderful.
Well, obviously, seller has to be pleased working with our customer. Right? So we were trying to create atmosphere
Yes.
that helps that. Yeah, and newer version of our single property website is coming soon.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
It's more up to date. Has a better user interface.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I have the demo ready, then you guys will have those access.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
coming
you know,
soon.
Yeah, coming soon. I think as an agent, when you're in front of a seller and you're, you know, in many cases, we're auditioning, we're interviewing for the job, and you know, we're amongst one of 3 potential choices. And so the more advantages you have, unique value propositions you have, when you can say that I have a partnership with the leading real estate photography company, we have a custom property website that you're going to get with you know, hiring me as part of your realtor, and that's included in our services, and really kind of really making that marketing advantage, because you know, being with Oakwyn, you're, you know, known for really high quality marketing. So
Yeah.
like, you know, having that you know, as part of your listing presentation to act as a differentiator is a really key could be a really key component to winning a few listings where you're maybe in competition. So like, not every agent is going to say you get a custom website with your listing with Morgan Brown or Michael Yu or what have you. So that's a kind of a big advantage.
So basically, this is like, I feel like I'm going sidetrack because I'm so excited.
Okay.
But the Oakwyn is getting an exclusive discount for all of for under our membership services tab on the Vault. So if you are an Oakwynite and you're listening right now, starting right away, you can actually go right onto our Vault. Services.
Sure.
And then basically you'll see Onikon, and right away there's an actual platform that we've designed for our Oakwynnites to actually just go ahead and order their services from the get-go, which is amazing.
For those of you that are at Oakwyn or those of you that aren't at Oakwyn, so we have this back-end site. It's called the Vault. So,
yes. Explain the Vault.
I like, you remember in DVDs, they used to have Easter eggs? Remember Easter eggs in DVDs? Okay, this is aging me. Maybe Brandon and I know this.
I don't know what that is.
Johnny and Morgan don't know this.
What are these old people talking about?
So Easter eggs are like secrets. Like, so in old DVDs.
I'm a TikTok person.
In like DVDs, they used to have like secret, like featurettes and stuff like that, where you can go to a secret part of a website of like the DVD, and then there would be a secret video or like something secret. So it's called an Easter egg. You haven't heard of that?
Why are they called an Easter egg? Because you're like
you have to hunt. You have to hunt for it. So at Oakwyn, we have a whole back end system. It's called the Vault, and it is amazing. So it has educational tools. It has marketing tools. It has
forms and documents.
Documents, resources, checklists, social media posts. It has, exclusive listings. There's a lot of great things.
But it's also a platform for people to see what exclusive listings are coming out. Yeah. Pre-sale listings that are coming out, but also what announcements the company has.
Right. And so we have this whole kind of universe behind our Oakwyn.com website, and a big part of that is our partnerships and our affiliate partnerships to make things more streamlined and easier for an agent. So
we're calling them membership services.
Yeah, so membership services at Oakwyn in the Vault. So basically, we'll be able to access Onikon, and you'll be able to actually book your photos through the Oakwyn Vault. So like, to make it streamlined, you're not calling and emailing someone back and forth. You can actually physically book. Right? Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. You can physically book your photo tour on the Vault, and it's just streamlined and it goes straight through.
Yeah, and we're very lucky. This is, I will say, this is taking a long time for us to do, to put it on the Vault, guys. So we're super pumped to announce it. It's a huge win for you guys too, the Oakwynnites, because there is an exclusive discount being a part of our brokerage. Onikon is an incredible company. If you're not with Oakwyn, please do go reach out to Onikon. You guys are just really doing it right, which is so nice to see. And but if you are an Oakwynite, go to the Vault. Under resource tab, there's another tab called membership services. The first one on there is Onikon, and you can go ahead and order your packages, which are either Matterports, floor plans, photos, and right away they'll pick it up, and we get to work kind of in tandem with you guys, which is so nice, so good. Yeah. And we've heard only good things. I mean, I use you guys exclusively, so I'm one of those people that really just love your team.
Yeah, it's all about the quality for sure. So
but you guys run as a family. I love that. When I first met you guys, you told me a story just that you just wanted to support the people that were during COVID, right? You guys had a huge group of people that you employ, and you were a lot like us. It was, the philosophy was, let's make sure that everyone's taken care of.
Right.
Which
the values have to definitely align. And I think, now that we've done our plug.
Yes. There you go. It's done. It's finished.
Yes. Now that we've done our plug, I think it's really interesting, Brandon, specifically that you started your business in kind of a down market, right? And I think a lot of agents are kind of fearful during a down market and what's happening right now. And you really kind of persevered through that. So, I'd love to hear a little bit more about that. And some agents are getting started during this time as well. And they're kind of like,
what do I do?
Yeah, what do I do?
I started during a downtime.
Morgan started during a downtime. I started during when things were easy.
I was I'm eating noodles and fried rice forever. Basically, was me. Yeah.
So I'd love to hear, Brandon, just some of your experience, like some of those agents that are starting today. Like, what would you tell them?
First of all, when market is not there, I don't think it's a bad things,
Mm-hmm.
right? I learned so much during the recession period,
Mm.
right? Especially things that I shouldn't do,
Okay.
right?
Like what?
And well, I get to see some newer agent who just got a license, join the brokerage. Obviously, they wanted to make a shortcut so that they could be a top producer, right? Um, same time, they trying to be very different agent. Well, a lot of I mean, every agents are different, but there's a huge similarity from the seller's point of view, from my point of view. But then they wanted to separate them, so in a way, so that sometimes they go into the marketing that are not really generating them any sort of leads,
Mm.
and they spend too much time or resources.
Right.
And then after they realize, oh, I cannot, well, it doesn't work,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then they don't have the leftover resources that they can put those energies
Money into
something
that.
something that are actually helping them in a way, right?
Right.
Expense is something that they really has to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
So those two things I will say. Try instead of trying to be so unique agent, try to see agent that they are doing well during the recession. Try
Mhm.
to mimic what they were doing, right?
Emulate
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, try to learn from them,
Mhm.
and then expenses.
Yes, expenses. So yeah, I love that. That's such good points. Actually,
I think a lot of people dig their
Very
head
good
in the
point.
sand. You know, when times are kind of tough, they just kind of pretend like it doesn't exist. But actually, the truth will set you free. Like once you kind of have your write down your expenses, and kind of know them really
Well.
and it actually will help to kind of relieve because the unknown is always the fear part of it. Once you know, you can deal with it. You know what you got to do, right? Yeah.
I feel like whenever people go into these markets, when I was just starting in the low market,
Right.
I had to train my mind to look at things like, is this a cost or an investment? And I'd think about that every single time. And then obviously things went well and I stopped thinking. But now I'm going back to training my mind. But really, once you get that in your mind, everything, no matter what it is, you think like that, right? So I think in the down market, whether it's a down market or a slower market or whatever you want to call it, it's so important to just make sure you're right. Know your expenses. Know which one's a cost and investment. Is the investment worth it for you? Is it going to make it a big impact, or is it just going to do it so that, a one-off? I love what you said about emulating another agent that's doing something that's working, right? Some people try to steer away from that unique, to be really unique and maybe go really heavy into TikTok or whatever it is and spend all their money on billboards and everything, and then it won't work for them, right? So make sure you're really cautious of those things, right?
Yeah, and something to kind of consider, especially if you're doing things at really high quality, like as an agent, not being scared to charge a little bit more, for a listing, because it does help to kind of be able to hire the right people to really showcase the property, and it's a higher probability of success if you're able to invest in your listings through having quality photography, video, a floor plan, all these types of tools. They really help you to kind of differentiate yourself on the market, but also to just help your seller to be successful. So it's a
Yes.
real win-win. So if it's explained to the client really well, I've competed for many listings where my listing commission was the highest of the three options. But after explaining to them the reason behind it, it's really it makes a lot of sense. You want to make sure that you're getting quality representation, beautiful marketing that the sellers are going to be proud of. I've had sellers that we sent them the photos and they're just like, oh my gosh, this, I can't believe this is our house. And they're just so yeah, it looks so great. And that's what you want to hear when as a response from,
That's
and they
true.
keep it as a memento.
Right.
They're they go back to it. And they're
This was my home.
yeah, this was my home, and this is
this is
it in its best
special.
light. And so it's something that they can have as a moment,
Keepsake.
yeah, as a keepsake. So yeah, it's something that's really fun.
We're so lucky to have you guys with us. We're 2023. Any big goals for you guys? Do you guys have any traditions with Onikon that you guys are going to, any parties or? things planned?
Christmas
Yeah,
party
we do
is
have
one.
like a year-end party every year.
Nice.
But other than that, just to keep it steady is what we mainly focus on.
Right.
Nice.
So yeah, that's just hoping next year.
Any predictions for next year, guys? Being in the real estate market? Crystal ball stuff.
We're trying to be cautious.
Right.
We thought about two different scenarios. What will happen to the real estate market,
Okay.
and then sometime January, February, right, we'll judge, and
Okay.
then based on it, we'll choose the whatever.
Kind of
the-
navigate
right.
which way goes.
Mhm.
Very cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much,
Onikon.
Onikon, Johnny,
very much.
Brandon. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the podcast, and thank you for being part of the Oakwyn fam
Yes,
with us
we're
now.
so excited to
with
work
our
with
member
you guys.
services
Oh,
and
my
membership
goodness.
services on the vault. So, guys, use Onikon, use Brandon and Johnny for your
Yes.
next listing. Try them out, and you'll see the great results. Okay.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
And on that note, guys, thanks so much for listening to the Oakwyn podcast with Johnny and Brandon.
Onikon.
But what should we do if someone wants to learn more about Oakwyn?
Go to
Reagan?
oakwyn.com/join. Put in that message box, Evolve 2022. I can't believe that's going to be like one of the last times I say that.
Yeah, I know.
That's our last evolving. I think everyone could say that they have a nice evolution of the year this year.
Yeah.
It evolved a lot this year. And then one of our leaders will reach out to you guys and speak to you about a little bit about what Oakwyn does. Thanks so much for joining us at the Oakwyn podcast.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.